Hello and welcome to Modern Masters 2017 draft. Pack seems reasonable. I'm so tempted to take Crawl Ultimatum. I'm not sure how good it actually is in this format, or just like the Overmold tracker is also really good, but you need support. I'm just going to go full greed though and just take a gold card. This is like against everything you're told to do in draft, but I'm going to do it. I don't even care. Don't even care. Just going to make it happen. Kill for plans. Oh, Intangible Virtue is good, as is Vital Splicer. So there are lots of cards here which you could take which wouldn't commit you to 3 colours, but that's not the case. I think the 2 options here are either Augur of Bolas or All of Frost. I think I like Augur of Bolas, but I think All of Frost is probably going to keep us alive that bit longer to get to Crawl Ultimatum mana, so I'm going to take that. Augur of Bolas is also being common, so more likely to appear again, whereas the Wall of Frost, not so much. I don't know if I like Moroi. It's good. It's 4/4 flyer. I mean, that is good. Probably just want the removal here, although Falconwrath Noble is good as well. I'm going to take Moroi. Probably should have taken the Augur Spree, but there we go. It's done now. Mist Raven's good. Spell Pierce is so-so. Dimir Signet, I think, has to be the pick here. We want good mana, and we're playing Crawl Ultimatum. It makes sense to take the Signet. Okay, so Coward in Fear is really nice, but at the moment, I can't imagine playing it in a deck without imagining what the rest of the deck looks like. It is a good card. It's a very good card. But I think something like Forbidden Alchemy is potentially better. Although, again, Forbidden Alchemy does kind of depend on the deck that you have. What does the Annoying Zombie do? Sack a creature, drain your opponent for... Yeah. Actually, Annoying Zombie is pretty good. It's a 1/3 for 2. Yeah, 1/3 for 2 is probably what we really want. Sort of card we're really looking for in this kind of very defensive Crawl Ultimatum style deck. Vampire Aristocrat is a great creature. Cathari Bomber is fine in the right sort of deck. I think it's pretty clear Seagate Oracle. Just a deck of high toughness creatures so far, but it filters your draws, which is what we want in this kind of deck. Oh, Slave Driver. Slave Driver is very good. I think I like it over Shimmering Grotto here. Goblin Assault, again, is fine in the right sort of deck. I just don't think we're going in that direction. Everything else is fairly mediocre, although Grasp of Phantoms is quite nice, actually. Target creature on top of its own library. I have a feeling that Slave Drivers are not going to be wheeling... Slave Drivers are not going to be as available as something like the Grasp of Phantoms. I just take the Pit Keeper. It's a creature. Probably not going to main deck it. We might do. Oh, the Agony Warp didn't wheel, but the Soul's Ransom did. So, I'm not sure. I don't know if Soul Ransom's actually good. I don't think it is. We're going to take it. I'm not happy with this, but there we are. Wow, I don't know how Intangible Virtue came back round. If I was being sensible and not taking Crawl Ultimatum, then it's very likely we would have moved into that. Add to picks. I don't think this is a good card, but there was nothing really else in that pack. Target pack was top 2 cards, and it's a library integrator. I draw 2 cards. Yeah, so it's fine. It's fine for what we want. Traitorous Instinct. 4 mana 3/3 is not great, but probably better than Traitorous Instinct. And Handwheel Answer, again, it's fine. We'll take the zombie, I think. Okay, so cards we're not playing will include probably. Well, the Handwheel Answer is pretty good. Probably not playing the Rubble Mount Maca or Traitorous Instinct. Dregscape Zombie is pretty blech as well, but I mean, we know it's there. So we have Stony Silence, which is okay in terms of value. I'm not going to take it, I don't think, over cards for the actual deck. I think Azure Mage is a pretty solid pick here. I do like Aether Flow if I can get them without giving up other picks that are better, because they're not actually removal in the same way that like a kill spell is, but they're good. They're good. Ooh, Inquisition of Kozilek. I should be taking some of these Falconwrath Nobles, but given that the Agony Warp didn't wheel, I'm tempted with the Dimir Guildgate. I don't think that's going to come back. Neither, I think, will the Augur of Bolas. I'm going to take the Guildgate. Although Inquisition is good. Seal of Doom as well. Ooh, no, we're going to take the removal. Seal of Doom is good. Take the removal when we can. Okay, so it wants to give us choices, doesn't it? So we've got Abyssal Spectre. Damage to a player. That player discards a card. That's horrible. Or the Horror. When the Horror enters the battlefield, return target permanent to its owner's hand. That's also pretty good. I'm going to go with I don't want too many expensive cards, so I'm going to take the Spectre. The evasion's really nice. But that was a tough pick. Wow, Niv Mizzet. Pretty much just going to take that. Yeah, there isn't a better card. That was good. Okay, getting paid off for taking that Cruel Ultimatum first pick. Chandra's Outrage is solid. Again, another Falconwrath Aristocrat Noble and a Guildgate. See, my instinct is telling me I should take the Mana Fixing, but the removal is a tempting thought. I don't think we want to take the removal just yet, though, because whilst a 6 mana spell, which costs double red, is probably fine, I don't think we want a 4 mana spell which costs double red, as well as another 4 mana spell that costs double black and then blue black. We are going to have lots of problems if we don't start taking Mana Fixing soon, so I will take that. Agony Warp is great. Probably going to take Agony Warp. Counterspell is nice, but I don't think we want it over Agony Warp. Yeah, I'm more than happy to take an Agony Warp there. Okay. So yeah, and here comes the Augur of Bolas, which I was suspicious might come back round. Which I don't think was unreasonable, considering how many other sort of blue-black options we've been seeing in the packs. Is it better than Aether Toe? Aether Flow? I think I'd rather have the creature. I'd rather have some sort of board presence at this time. It's probable we get Aether Flows or Grasps later in the pack. Oh, I really don't like Crippling Chill. It's fun. It's not great. Then we'll take a Noble, which is a nice pick. Wingcrafter. We'll take Wingcrafter, it's a blue card. Bone Splinters, we might need lots of removal. Take an Electromancer. It's actually quite good. I didn't take it the first time, or the first few times, is whilst it can reduce some of the cards in our deck, the cost of some of the cards in our deck, it's what I was saying before. The way we're looking at the moment is we can get away with, I don't want to say splashing red, but having red pretty late. Take a Molten Rain. So I think cards like Handwheel Lancer, even though it's very, very good, we've got the Rebel Welt Maca. I'm thinking it's probable we don't actually take the Familiar's Ruse, have an Augur of Bolas already. Don't really have much early red, which is something you got to kind of be aware of. You're drafting a silly deck like this, because 3 colours by the time you get to Crawl Ultimatum, you can imagine being a stretch, but potentially plausible. Whereas needing all 3 colours in your opening hand, for turn 2 or turn 3 is a big ask. And then we go and get Mizzium Waters, which is triple red for Overload. So we're never going to overload it if we take Mizzium Waters. If we're going to take Magma Jet, we might as well take Mizzium Waters. The burn to the face is almost irrelevant in the kind of deck we're playing. It's between Mizzium Waters and Augur Spree. I think the ceiling is a lot higher on Mizzium Waters compared to Augur Spree. Again, even though it is like horrendously unlikely to actually be overloaded. Pyromancer's Ascension, I think it's a bit of a trap. What does Carnage Gladiator do? Whenever a creature blocks, that creature's control. Whenever a creature blocks. Okay, so it's a 4/2 we regenerate, and it hurts people when they block. It's pretty good. I like Seal of Doom. I think we've got some removal. It's not amazing. I think we also need to take more mana fixing though. Otherwise we're never going to cast Crawl Ultimatum. It pains me to do it, but mana fixing is good. Pit Keeper, Torrent of Souls. Not the right deck for Torrent of Souls. What does Warp do? Create 2 tokens each. That's, again, just not what we're doing. I might take the Bomber. Making the chump blockers could be quite relevant. Mistraven's good, I think. Don't think we want Dragon Fodder. Again, don't want early red. That does what we want. Does what we'd want to do. There's a lot of Bone Splinters. I'm imagining 1 or 2 might wheel. So 5 mana for a 3/3 with Unearth. Has it got Unearth? Yeah. I mean, it's okay, but I think the Intimidator is probably just better. Yeah, it's a Gravedigger or tags a card. I think that's just better. I'll take the Aristocrat. I don't really want Spike Jester. It's not ideal. So just take the Forbidden Alchemy. I wouldn't mind another Bone Splinters, but we're taking the mana fixing. I think that's a pretty obvious pick. Thunderous Wrath is fine, but we need the mana fixing. Might take a Night Terrors, as if we go against something we can't really beat very well, that might be quite good. Carnage Gladiator, that would probably hurt us more than our opponent. Aether Flow or Spell Pierce? Aether Flow. Let's go with Spell Pierce. I like Aether Flow, but I think Spell Pierce it's a nice little thing to keep people honest. So really not an awful lot of interest there. Yeah. Okay, you don't need that many bone splinters. It could take a mortician beetle, but we're not going to be sacrificing very much. Ghostly flicker. I think we took a ghostly flicker, didn't we? Oh, we got bone splinters. Zombie. There's me being slow and that. Okay, here we are. So we're not going to be playing the Rusalka. Don't need bone splinters 3 times. Probably don't want it more than once. That there. Taking out the Electromancer for the moment. And the Pit Keeper. So I like Pit Keeper. It's pretty good. And it's good with Forbidden Alchemy, potentially as well. So using Pilfer Plans, Forbidden Alchemy, you can fill up the graveyard. But you want to be careful because you don't want to put a card like Cruel Ultimatum in the graveyard. Night Terror is definitely a sideboard card. Vampire Aristocrat is on the fence with Forbidden Alchemy at the moment. Seal of Doom is solid. Seagate Oracle solid. I really don't want to play Crippling Chill unless I have to. Mistraven solid. Falconrath Noble solid. Spectre is solid. Tumor Exarch is also very good. So a little bit greedy with the 4 slot. 6 cards there. Do I want to be playing Soul Ransom? So they could discard 2 cards to get rid of it at any point, and then you draw 2 cards. It's just not a good card. I'm convinced that's just a terrible card. I could be very wrong. Maybe my evaluation is way off. But if we're looking to make cuts, then that could be a good place to start, I think. Having said that, do we actually need to make cuts? So these 4 lands are going in, but they don't count towards what we have. So, oh yeah, perfect. 18. So if we cut that, we do have 18. And play... I suppose Dimir Signet doesn't count as a land, but we could go greedy and play 17 lands, counting the Dimir Signet as the 18th. I'm happy with that. The only reason I want to play 18 lands is because of Cruel Ultimatum. So we have a Signet to give us a little bit of ramp as well. So I don't think that's totally unreasonable. We have a couple of pieces of mana fixing as well. So maybe a Pit Keeper would be good. Looking at Dregscape Zombie, I definitely want that out in place of Pit Keeper. Pit Keeper could actually potentially give us some value. With the cards I was saying before, it's just whether or not we could play a card like Forbidden Alchemy. There's card selection, which is really good. I'm not overly fussed about Cathari Bomber, to be fair. In the interests of not relying on red mana, I'm going to cut the Cathari Bomber, keep it more blue-black. Because if you look at the curve at the moment, that's better. So if you look at the curve at the moment, we need blue and black on turn 2, and double blue on turn 3, and then double black on turn 4, which is quite a big ask. So adding into the equation needing on 3 a black and red spell, I'm quite happy to cut that. Play 18 lands and the Signet as the extra bit of ramp, which is okay, or we could replace that with something else. I think to try and get the best of both worlds, we'll go with Forbidden Alchemy. Pop those in. Probably want less mountains than that, considering all of our dual lands give us mountains. Probably go 50-50. I mean, what do we need more of? We do have 2 sources of black from our other lands and only 1 source of blue from our other lands. So The mana's terrible. What can we do? Greedy deck with a greedy mana base. But that's what I get for first picking Cruel Ultimatum. We will go with this and see what happens. It's going to go one of two ways.